Now, Manny Pacquiao is making a comeback in the boxing ring 4 years after his last professional fight. Now, he is going for the gold right away as he faces 30-year-old Mexican-American Mario Barrios for the WBC World Welterweight title in July. Can the People's Champ complete a triumphant return as a 46-year-old? Now, let's find out. Joining us live via Zoom is boxing analyst, Attorney Ed Tolentino. Attorney, nice seeing you again. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day.
A beautiful day, Paolo and Ann, and to all your televiewers right now, all your followers. Good morning.
All right, Attorney, let's get into it. As we mentioned, Manny Pacquiao coming back to the ring at 46 years old, a 4-year layoff, going up against a 30-year-old, and it's not just any matchup. Diretsong championship bout. It's what he's going to be having here. How big is a factor, all the numbers we mentioned? 46-year-old going against a 30-year-old after a 4-year gap in a championship matchup after what feels like an eternity in boxing.
Alam nyo, I was following your discussion kanina, no? Hindi ko alam kung saan ako ninervisen. Yung pila sa ticket ng Blackpink or the possibility that Pacquiao can be beaten black and blue
Ayun.
in this comeback fight, ano? It's never been done. Usually, yung mga boxing champions, nagre-retire sila, bumabalik, that's natural. Pero hindi yung ganun kasing tagal ng Manny Pacquiao na 4 na taon. At sabi mo nga, this is not an exhibition fight. This is a world title shot. After 4 years of inactivity, he's fighting for the world title. He's getting a lot of heat, a lot of criticism because many thought he does not deserve a title shot. He was instantly ranked number 5 by the WBC to qualify for this title shot. You know, in the history of boxing, there are only 2 boxers who became world champions at age 45 and above. We're talking George Foreman, Bernard Hopkins. Manny Pacquiao is looking to join that exclusive list. But neither Foreman nor Hopkins emerged from a 4-year inactivity to immediately fight for a world title. Usually, they took a lot of tune-ups.
Yeah.
Specifically in the case of George Foreman. Pacquiao is jumping straight into the mouth of the volcano after 4 years of inactivity. That is a whole lot of challenge, in my opinion.
All right, Attorney, before we go on and talk about itong si Mario Barrios, the whole spectacle of this championship matchup, it reminds me right now of what we've seen recently in the world of professional boxing, which is we have older legends going up against younger boxers, but then not necessarily at this scale. Can you compare this matchup siguro to what we've seen recently with Logan Paul, the matchup that we all saw on Netflix actually going up against Mike Tyson, because it just feels like a spectacle yet again. Is there something similar in the sense that tipong may konting shock value tayo dito?
Well, yung Mike Tyson kay Paul, that is more of a Tyson mystic that really carried that fight, the Tyson mystic. But really, Tyson was no longer the same fighter. But Pacquiao at 46 is younger than Mike Tyson, who was already in his 50s. But the thing here is that this is a world title fight. This is a genuine world title fight. This is not a mere simple spectacle. This is Manny Pacquiao trying to break history by becoming the only boxer to win the welterweight title 5 times. He is looking to break his own record, being a 4-time welterweight champion. So this is a legit contest, a legit world title fight. He's not taking on a former YouTuber. He's taking on a legitimate world champion. Although in the opinion of many, among the incumbent world champions right now in the welterweight division, they believe that Mario Barrios is the weakest in the lot. And this is the reason why they think Pacquiao can still pull it off.
Yeah. So Jake Paul pala, I mentioned Logan Paul kanina. Jake Paul fought against Mike Tyson. But Ann, you were saying?
Yes, Attorney Ed, I wanted to put the spotlight naman on his opponent, si Mario Barrios. No? As we take a look at the tail of the tape, we can see yung disparity, not just sa age, but also in height and reach. And we've seen Manny face taller opponents before. Pero at this point in his career, anong edge niya? What edge does he still have over a fighter like Barrios? And I believe si Barrios, hindi yan galing sa pahinga. I mean, he's been defending his title. So, anong advantage ni Pacquiao over him?
Number one, the experience, the championship experience, the big fight experience of Manny Pacquiao. He has been through so many high-profile world title fights. Barrios has never been in one. Barrios lost to Kit Thurman, the same guy Manny Pacquiao defeated in 2019 to become the oldest champion at welterweight at age 40 by that time. So he brings in loads of experience. But remember, we may be talking here of experience, but he's 46.
Yes. Yes.
He's 46. He may be hiding behind a legendary reputation. He can back down anytime at age 46. Itong si Barrios, 6-footer, officially the tallest opponent of Manny Pacquiao since Antonio Margarito, who stood around 5 feet 11. But the thing is, he's a Latino boxer, which means he fights forward. He does not move that much, which means Manny Pacquiao doesn't have to spend too much energy chasing him. Kasi medyo kakulog-kulog na ang tuhod, mahirap humabol, itong Barrios, nasa harap mo lang. Nasa harap mo lang. He does not run. Oh, he mixes it up. He mixes it up. So, Pacquiao can reach him. And he's also suspect in depensa ng Mario Barrios. He comes forward, the defense is suspect. That is tailor-made for Manny Pacquiao. But like I said, if Pacquiao was, let's say, 16 years younger, he would have cannibalized Barrios alive. But now, 46. I'm telling you, 46 na siya. Itong laban po kay Barrios, hindi po ito Barrios Fiesta. That's one thing for sure.
Ang sarap kausap ni Attorney. I love yung mga witty jokes niya. But Attorney Ed, si Sugar Ray Leonard once said na yung mga returning boxers, ang fight is more psychological than or mental than physical. So now that Pacquiao is coming back after that 4-year hiatus at 46 years old, ano sa tingin mo yung mga psychological challenges, mental challenges na kailangan niyang paghandaan for this big fight?
Alam mo, kapag pumasok si Manny Pacquiao sa boxing ring at narinig niya yung kampana, yung cheers ng mga tao, that will be his adrenaline rush. I'm back. Sabi nga ng mga ibang atleta, yan ang kanilang namimiss eh. Hindi nila nakita yan in other activities. Once he is introduced, nando yung thunderous roar from the audience, Pacquiao will feel eto na. At kapag sila yung nag-eyeball to eyeball ni Mario Barrios, ang makikita ni Barrios, yung Manny Pacquiao, baka siya makilig to the bone sa nervyos. Sabi niya, I'm fighting the 8th Division World Champion. Baka hindi niya maisip na, hindi, 46 years old na to eh. 4 na taong hindi lumalaban. Ang makikita niya yung Manny Pacquiao, yung stare ng Manny Pacquiao. Yun ang psychological edge ni Manny Pacquiao na, hey boy, you're fighting the Pac-Man. Yun ang tingin niya. Baka he's going to be having difficulty reconciling na, hindi, 46 na to. Hindi, si Pacquiao to. Nakakatakot ito. Hindi ba? So, yun ang mga psychological edge ni Manny Pacquiao. And Sugar Ray Leonard, of course, is no stranger because he came back after 3 years of inactivity in 1987 to beat Marvin Hagler in his very first comeback fight. But Leonard was only 30 years old at the time. He was not 46. So, very, very interesting twist. But that's the psychological edge because he's Manny Pacquiao. This is not an ordinary boxer who is coming back. This is the 8th Division World Champion fighting you again.
Yeah, Attorney, we're showing highlights here of Manny Pacquiao's career throughout the years, including that one match where he was knocked out against si Marquez in their 4th matchup. But at the same time, it just reminds me that he's evolved so much as a boxer throughout his career. I would argue after that knockout against Marquez, medyo naging mas cautious siya, especially defensively in the ring. Less going for the swings. I think that was the last time siguro he chased a knockout, like visibly chased a knockout. But we look at him here, at this part of his career, at the tools that he still has. Sinasabi nga nila, the power is the last thing that will go away. But Pacquiao was more than just the power. He used the speed and the footwork. Do you think that that's something that he can still rely on against Barrios? Or will we see a different type of Pacquiao again? Kasi tumatanda na siya eh. You're not going to be as fast as what you used to be.
That's a very good question, Ang style po ni Manny Pacquiao is a style na base sa isang batang boksingero. He throws voluminous punches. Punches in bunches. Na para bagang wala nang pagbabawal na ang pagsuntok bukas. Ganun po siya, ganun karami sumuntok eh. And he darts in and out ang kanyang laro. A lot of leg work. Yung style na yan, pambata. Although through the years, as he moved up in weight, lumalaki yung mga kalaban ni Manny Pacquiao, nakita natin yung evolution. He tried to rely on boxing. Sabi ko nga, from caveman to Einstein. Kasi dati bara-bara yan kung lumaban eh. Nakita nyo dyan sa video, talagang kung lumaban yan, kahit saan ka magtago, hahabulin ka. But you look at the Margarita fight, that fight, look at how elusive he is. He puts his combination and then he darts out, ano?
Yeah.
But that style, pambata yan eh. Pambata yan eh. So, sabi mo nga, the power is the last to go. But Pacquiao has scored only 2 knockouts since 2009. Cotto and Lucas Matisse. He has never scored a knockout. So the power may also be diminishing. But like I said, Barrios, he ain't no Juan Manuel Marquez, who has fought Pacquiao several times. He ain't no Sugar Ray Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya. Barrios, in a way, is limited. So he can intimidate. He can intimidate. But I see the power must be in. The power must be there. The intimidation must be there. But he has to take out Barrios early. Because if this fight drags, the legs will show. The age of 46 will manifest. And that's a very, very scary thing.
Attorney, for this fight, Manny Pacquiao is reuniting with, of course, yung legendary longtime trainer niya na si Freddie Roach. How important is this partnership in preparing for this big fight? And ano sa tingin mo yung mga adjustments na kailangan nilang gawin sa training niya, to adapt? Kasi nga, as Pao mentioned, 46 years old na siya, you're not as fast and speedy anymore. Medyo may apektuhan na rin yung footwork natin and everything. So ano sa tingin mo yung magiging adjustment sa training nila?
Siguro, major adjustment dyan is for Freddie Roach to remind Manny Pacquiao, you're 46. Do not fight like you're 25. So what do you have to do? You have to, kahit paano, medyo tipid ang enerhiya. You wait to counter. Kung dati, bara-bara ka sumuntok, suntok ka na lang suntok, hindi na pwede yan. Kasi pambata yan. So, anong style ng medyo pangmatanda? Medyo maghintay ka ng konti.
Pangmatanda.
Patient. Wait for the guy to come in, tsaka kabibira. Hindi na pwedeng dating bara-bara eh. Gulpi de gulat na sinasabi nila. Ikaw ang inactive for 4 years. Baka ikaw ang magulpi de gulat. Hindi ba? In fact, Barrios may adapt that stance. He may be looking to ambush Pacquiao right in the early rounds because alam niya, rusty ito eh. 4 years eh. So Pacquiao has to be patient. He has to take his time. Tingnan muna niya kung nandun pa ang kanyang galaw. It may take a few rounds. Pero the thing is, Barrios comes at you, pwede mong timingan ng counter. So hindi pwedeng labang bata. Hindi pwedeng labang bata. Sabi nga nila, kung sa basketball, kung bata ka pa, nakaka-fancy pass ka pa, nakaka-back pass ka pa, pag matanda ka na, simpleng bounce pass na lang. Huwag mo nang pahirapan sa sarili mo. Huwag na yung pasang matanda o pasang bata. You have to adapt to your age. We have to adapt to our age. Hindi na pwede yung labang bata. Labang matanda ang kailangan ni Manny Pacquiao. Cunning, yan ang kailangan ni Manny Pacquiao. Konting gulang ang kailangan ni Pacquiao sa labang to. Because this fight is no longer for general patronage.
Yeah.
May parental guidance na po ito, 46 na eh. Kaya kailangan caution. Caution ang kailangan dito. Utak ang kailangan gamitin ni Manny Pacquiao sa labang ito. Hindi na pwede yung bara-bara na estilo niya nung siya'y bata pa.
Attorney, that actually brings me to a good point. Brings me to a point here about yung training niya. Pero una, nung bata ako, nag-bounce pass lang ako. Wala akong fancy pass. Ganun talaga yung laro ko. But then, when you take a look at yung training niya, gaano ka-importante siguro yung mga sparring partner niya? Dahil yung timing, wala pa dun. Well, at least at this point. At dati, ina-analyze pa nga natin sino yung mga magiging sparring partners ni Manny Pacquiao. When you take a look at what Barrios is, what type of boxer should Manny Pacquiao face in the ring when he spars, when he gets ready, when he tries to finding timing niya? Because this could be dangerous, especially sa simula, sinabi mo nga, he could be rushed early.
Well, una, matangkad po yung Barrios. 6-footer yan, mahaba ang reach. So, kinakailangan along that line ang pipiliin mong sparring partner. Yung merong physical resemblance. Kailangan dito, magiging challenge dito, mahaba po yung kamay ng Barrios. Tutukuran niya. Tutukuran niya ng jab si Manny Pacquiao kasi mas mahaba ang reach ko eh. He will force Manny Pacquiao at a safe distance para hindi makalapit. Gagamitan niya ng haba ng braso niya. So, kinakailangan ni Manny Pacquiao yung ganong klaseng sparring partner. Yung tipong matangkad, mahaba ang reach, tutukuran ako. So Pacquiao will have to find a way to dodge the straight shots, So yun ang kailangan ni Manny Pacquiao. But you're talking a guy, 70 plus fights, 8 division world titles, lahat ng style na-conquer na ni Manny Pacquiao. May brawler, may counter-puncher, may boxer, lahat yan exposed na si Manny Pacquiao. So sabi ko nga, ano pa ba ang pwede mo ituro kapag you're an old dog? You cannot teach an old dog new tricks. But right now I see that Manny Pacquiao, he may be an old dog, but he's still hungry for that bone. So, yun ang tingin ko dito. So, wala ka na masyado ituturo. Pero the thing is, kailangan they have to overcome that height, that length of Mario Barrios. Yun ang ganung klaseng mga sparring partners ang pukunin ni Manny Pacquiao.
Attorney, you know what? Just watching this again, parang napag-flashback ako throughout his career, throughout his life. We all know that legends struggle walking away from the game. You mentioned it a while ago, yung high kapag narinig mo yung pangalan mo in the stadium. That's true for any sport, by the way. Pero minsan talaga yung katawan, it doesn't follow what you want. But at the same time rin, I would argue, let's say manalo si Pacquiao dito. Let's say Manny does win a championship. Is this going to be the last time we see Pacquiao in the ring?
Alam mo, yun ang kinatatakutan ko sa labang ito eh. The irony is that Pacquiao might win this fight. And alam natin, ano ba ang talagang pinaka-addiction ng mga athletes? It's winning. It's winning.
Yeah.
If I win, I want to do it again.
Yeah.
I want to do it again. In fact, kahit nga matalo, sasabihin nila na off night lang ako eh. Nagkataon lang, day off ako nun eh. But the most fearful thing is that if he actually wins, he's gonna fight again. He's gonna fight again. And they're already talking about guys like Errol Spence Jr., the former welterweight champion, whom Manny Pacquiao was supposed to fight in 2021 but backed off at the last minute. Hindi ba? So they're talking about it. That's the problem actually when he wins. Because winning is so irresistible for an athlete. That is a fountain of youth for him. I can do it again. I can do it again because I won.
Pero attorney, pag natalo naman si Pacquiao, do you feel like this is going to hurt his legacy? And kung yun nga, manalo si Barrios, how big naman of a moment could this fight be for Barrios' career?
Well, as far as Pacquiao is concerned, selyado na ang kanyang legacy, no? Itong mga makakamit niyang records dito, oldest champion sa welterweight, etc., these are just seasoning. His legacy was sealed when he won 8 Division World Championships. This will not take away anything from the legacy of the Pac-Man. Now, Barrios, of course, if he does win, number one, he will find himself in a higher tax bracket. We're talking big money coming in after this fight if he beats Manny Pacquiao. All the people will say that you beat a shadow of Pacquiao. You did not beat the real Pac-Man. You did not beat the real fearsome Pac-Man. You just beat a faded Manny Pacquiao. That will be the criticism of Barrios, but I don't think he will care as long as in my record, it appears that I defeated Manny Pacquiao regardless of his age. So there will be an instant boost in the marketability of Barrios if he beats Manny Pacquiao. But remember, if Pacquiao loses this fight in a very controversial manner, and if he still impresses despite a losing effort, boy, we may not have seen the last of Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have as much controversy as what we have with Charlie Suarez recently, attorney. But when we take a look at this matchup, kanina nakita natin yung mga highlights. I don't know kung paano kinot yung video, pero I felt that we saw the best of Manny Pacquiao, which I felt yung peak niya was against Cotto. And then that disappointing knockout loss against Marquez. I remember going to those particular matches and thinking, hindi ko alam kung ano mangyayari. But for this one, if you're going to have a fearless forecast against Barrios, Pacquiao against Barrios, how will it end? Who wins this fight?
You know, the popular opinion is that youth will triumph in this fight. 30 years old lang ito si Barrios. Pero alam mo, sabi ko, very critical dito yung first 5 rounds ng labang ito. Palagay ko dito, may nervous yung Barrios at dito tatama yung Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao actually has a chance to win this fight because Barrios, in my opinion, was picked precisely because his style is tailor-made for Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has a hell of a chance in this fight to pull it off because this is not Marquez, this is not De La Hoya, this is Barrios. No offense to Barrios, but like I said, he is unproven as welterweight champion. So Pacquiao must take this fight in the early rounds. He cannot afford this fight to drag on. Once this fight drags on, the momentum will shift. Iba yung bata eh. Iba yung 29 years old eh. Pag pinayagan niya na tukuran na lang siya nung Barrios, jab-jab na lang siya. At malakas po yung Barrios ha. This guy knocked down your Dennis Ugas with a mere jab. Ano? So, Pacquiao must really have to take this fight in the early rounds. At least first half ng laban. Because may hirapan siya. Yung kay Ugas, nakita nyo, in the second half of the fight, nagmumukha na siyang target practice kay Yordenis Ugas eh. The age will show. So, as much as possible, take this fight out. But, like I said, Barrios is the favorite in this fight. But do not count out the Pac-Man. Because this is no ordinary fighter coming back. This is the Pac-Man. He can still be the man.
Thank you so much for joining us, boxing analyst Attorney Ed Tolentino. We always love talking to you. Napaka-colorful. And hopefully we can have another conversation soon about, well, we're here in the Philippines.
Sarap
so
siguro.
talking about the Pacquiao win.
Sarap siguro kasama ni Attorney, no, to watch that fight. Kasama ko si Attorney. Hearing all that commentary while the fight is going on. Thank you, Attorney. Thank you, Attorney Ed.
A beautiful day to all of you.